Well, I'm back out here at the property. It's been about 2 weeks, I believe, since the last video, since the last bit of work I did out here. And I'm here at the box pine. Moved around last time. As you can tell, it's a little bit more flooded than it was before. That right behind me there is that trail that I cut out 2 weeks ago. And the feeder that I put up, it's got ankle deep water under it. So a little bit more inundated than I thought it would be out here. And coming down this levee we got on one of the borders, you can see that's the neighbor behind me there. That's a levee that's the only dry ground you can see, or what's left of it. It's pretty close right here, and I mean it was plumb coming through the levee at another spot. So I think well, that problem's gonna have to be solved someday. That day's just probably not today. So needless to say, with all this water, pretty much everything I plan on doing out here, I probably can't do. So I'm kind of gonna have to pivot and, you know, I just walk. There is a trail that's pretty dry. It's dry for the most part that I'll be able to cut out that I had marked last time I was here, last video. And other than that, probably go ahead and change the camera cards I got just because I'm here. I'm not going to put anything, well, I'll put a card back in them, but I'm not going to expect to see much in them. Pretty overcast day. It's the 28th of January, I believe. So duck season's just a few days away, or the end of duck season's just a few days away. Kind of feel like I should have gone hunting this morning instead of doing this. I'll let y'all know when I know what I'm doing. All right, so y'all check this out. You see right there, and also right over there. See how there's water moving there? It's coming through the levee here. I mean, there's obviously holes in this levee, and the water is just coming right on through. But that's not even the worst part. Oh, they're getting after it. Let me get over here to the other worst issue. Check this out. Pretty close there. It's about breached, but there it is. This water has come up over the levee, and as you can tell, I mean, it is just flowing in here and flooding these woods. I knew about the few spots where the water was coming through the levee, and I knew this was close, but I did not know that it was gonna come over that soon, that quick. Now, we have had some snow and some rain since then, so I'm not too surprised, but I mean, at the same time, it's like, dang, you know. But you probably saw there's a few spots of beavers are working. You know, normally beavers are the enemy, but in this case, I believe they might end up helping me out a little bit. So we'll see. I think what I'm going to do, just because I'm curious, I'm going to measure this, the dimensions of this here, and I might go ahead and do some flow calculation or estimation on how much water we're taking in there. Just a guess, but it'd be neat to do, I think. So what I did here is break out the old pen and paper, and if you can read this here writing, the common equation for like fluid liquid flow is Q equals AV, where A is the area and V is the velocity of the water. So kind of what we got going on here is this it's a little bit of a weird type structure, if you would, but it's got this shape. So I just kind of roughly approximated this rectangle here for the flow. Got a length of 14 inches, a height of 1.5 inches, and I did a little test where I just dropped a piece of something light, just a little twig, and drew the measuring tape out. Just kind of counted how long it took to go a foot or 2 foot, and it was 0.2 feet per second. So you convert your inches into feet here, multiply it by your velocity, and that's 0.03 CFS. So 0.03 cubic feet per second. It's really not very much. If you convert that into gallons per second, it was like It's like 0.2, somewhere in the ballpark, just kind of a rough estimation, I believe. Let's see if we got a quarter of a gallon per second. Dang, I'm recording on my phone. If we got a quarter of a gallon a second, that's 4 seconds for a gallon. So a gallon every 4 seconds. You can kind of imagine how that'll fill up pretty quick. It's not as fast as like if you had a pump, you know, one of these big ag pumps, but it's still, over time, it's significant. It'll add up. Anyways, this is a quick little exercise on water flow over a levee from your neighbor onto you. I guess it's about time I do something productive, so we better get to it. All right, well, you can see these pink flags behind me. It's one of the trails I marked last weekend. So I'm just going to go ahead and start cutting just some saplings. I mean, this branch here behind me was going to go for one, and just kind of clearing out everything in this trail. So I'm going to go set y'all up at the end of this little segment here and put y'all on a little time lapse. Alright, so I got this trail. For now it's going around that tree and then going right back up in there. Got it cleared up to here. Now I'm gonna cut it across this drain, this little slough here, and then up, back out yonder ways, just a tad. All right, well, we made it across that little slough. I left a few little small saplings out there just because I want to cut them as close to the ground as I can, and I can't get down there with it all flooded up here. So I just have to come back and recut it anyways. So left a few little saplings out in the middle, but other than that, that right there looks a lot better than what it did 30 minutes ago. So now I'm gonna figure something out through all this. I got it right around me to get back to that flag. And that's the last flag of this trail. That leads pretty much right up to one of the stands we got. So once I get this little bit done, I'll probably change the camera cards, go back to the south side, change that card, come back up here, get this one. And then I think I got maybe one other thing I can do, and then that's about all. So one of the other trails that I marked a couple weeks ago, I should have shown y'all when I was over by the trail camera, but you see these purple flags, or these pink flags each way here. So our big duck hole is right there on the other side of those trees. You might be able to see the opening out there in the canopy. That's where our big main duck hole is. And it's usually been kind of hard to get to. So there is a trail marked. Neighbor's been over there smacking them this morning. There's a trail marked to get back there, but it's not too good, and it's also like you got to walk the property line to get back to it. So I've always kind of wanted to cut a trail through here, just pretty much a straight shot from one of the main roads, like actual roads on the property. So ideally one day we'll have some blind built out here, and we'll walk just right in, right back there, and then we'll cut down, and then we'll just step right up in the blind that we don't have, but we'll have one day. Anyways, back to the box blind now to change that camera card. All right, well, I got back over here to the box blind, changed that camera, and that feeder that I hung up last time, the bracket had, or it was just 2x4, it had fell down. So I just so happened to find a 2x4 there in the woods by that other trail camera on the south side that I was just at. So I used it, kind of rigged it up, but it's so flooded up there at that feeder anyways, it's probably like ankle deep water underneath it. I just went ahead and put the feeder back in here. And the other thing that I needed to do was, this floor is bare. It used to have like real thin plywood and carpet, and it just rotted out. So it's been bare, and there's only a couple cross beams in here. So the floor, when you step on it, it'll like bounce, it'll pop. So, dude, the neighbors are after it. So anyways, I'm needing to get something on this floor. So I went ahead and measured out the dimensions of it. And I'm probably gonna I might just get a stall mat. I might put some plywood under a stall mat. I might just carpet some plywood. I'm not sure yet, but I'm sure that'll be its own video, or on a video when the time comes. So I want to get that done this off season. So got the measurements now. I need to replace a few of the shelves in there too. So now I'll be able to get that done and get those things in here, put in here. So anyways, I think that's going to be about it for the video today. You know, not too much going on, as you can tell. I mean, just it's so flooded up in here. That's the trail that I cut last time, and it's just, I mean, it's not really much else I can do about it. So anyways, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time.